Hello, my dear apprentices of mathematics. Here is your coach, Mr. Magno. On this lesson, we got to be really careful with instructions to make sure you are following the directions correctly because I have to. Otherwise, I will make a mistake. So here we go. Use the plane to the right, which is this right here, the plane, to complete the following tasks. Draw a line T whose rule is y is always 7. And I just wanted to have some fun with the ghostly look of this video. Anyway, so it says that y is always 7. So this is 5 tenths, 6 tenths. This is 7 tenths. It's always 7 tenths. So that's what y is all the time, which means the line goes across. Because for every coordinate pair, this is zero point 0.7. So this, it says to label it t. All right, we're done with that information. Plot the points from table A on the grid in order. So we're going to plot these points. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And draw the line segments to connect the points. Again, it's going to be in order. So let's do that. So let me use this pencil to show. This is x is 1 tenth. So 1 tenth is right here. And y is going to be 5. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or here's what y is. That will be this point. Point number 2. It's going to be 2 tenths, which is there for x. And for y is going to be 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is where they meet. Check. Our third point is going to be 3 tenths. We're going to go to 3 tenths right here. And we're going to jump to 5 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. And remember, I'm counting each of these because each of these represents 1 tenth. Check. This is 5 tenths, which is right here. And y is 1 tenth. So we're going to come only one count up. There you go. Check. Now, next point is 0.6, which is 6 tenths. So it's going to be right after 5 tenths. And y is going to be 2. So we're going to go 1, 2. And it's going to be right there. Check. Okay, the next one is 8 tenths. This is 7, this is 8 tenths, and y is going to jump to 2, 1, 2. I'm going to put a check next to that one. This is 9 tenths. 9 tenths is after one more than 8 tenths. And we're going to jump to 1 tenth. So we're going to go whoop, right here, 1 tenth for y. Check. Our next point is going to be 1 and 1 tenth. And y is going to be 5 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where they meet. See, that's 5 right there. Our next point is 1 and 2 tenths. 1 and 2 tenths will be next to 1 and 1 tenth. And y will be 3. 1, 2, 3. And our last point is, this is the last point, 1 and 3 tenths. And we're going to have y as 5 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. Right there. Now, it told us to connect the lines, so we're going to connect them in order. So this is that 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. There is our shape. Now we're going to mirror this shape on the top. And this is how you mirror it. We're going to count the points away from T. So if this point is away from T, is going to be 1, 2 points. So that means the same thing has to happen above. We're going to be away from T 2 times. 1, 2. So this mirrors that point right there. Okay, this is the next point. This point is away from T is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has to be 4 away on top of T. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Our next point, and we're going to put a check on the one we already did so we know it. Our next point is going to be this one. It's going to be 2 away from T, so it has to be 2 away from T above. There you go. This one has to be how many decimals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has to be above, it has to be 6 away from T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. So these two are symmetrical. Check. Our next one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So above is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So remember, it's above T and below T. Okay, the next point is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these two are identical on the Y coordinate. So now this one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So above T is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, excellent. Okay, our next one is going to be this one. 1, 2. So 1, 2 above T. The next one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So above T is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And our last one is 2 away from T. So 2 above T. Now we're going to connect the lines just like we did it on the other one. And I'm going to show you a trick. When you connect the lines, you go in order and you move the ruler as you go. That way you're not connecting the wrong line. So the next line is here. Our next line is going to be this one right here. Our next line is this. The next line is this one right here. The next line is this. The next line is this one right here. The next line is this one. And the last one is right here. So as you can see, the lines, these images are mirror of each other, so they are symmetrical. So now we're going to write the points for this image in here. Okay, so we're going to go to point 1. So that's where the first one is. Point 1 is that one right there. We're going to put a check. There's going to be 1/10, and y is going to be 9/10. Okay. For the second point is going to be point 2/10, comma, and it's going to jump to 1 and 1/10. Okay. Our third point is this one right here, because we're doing the image above. Is going to be for x is the coordinate x is 3. Here's the coordinate x, and it's going to jump to, that's going to be 9/10. So we're going to write 9/10. So the next coordinate, so we did this one, our next one is this one right here. So that's going to be x is 5/10 on the axis x. And y is, let's see, that's 1.2 and this is 1.3. Is 1 and 3/10. Our next point is this one here. So it's going to be 6/10. 6/10. So we're going to jump to what? To find y. Y is going to be 1 and 2/10. 1 and 2/10. Okay, so now we're on this point right here, and that will be 8/10 as the x-axis, and it's going to be 1 and 2/10 for the y-axis. So our next point is going to be this one right here. So it's going to be the x is going to be 9/10, as you can see, 9/10. And y is going to be 9/10. Y is going to be 1 and 3/10. 1 and 3/10. Okay. So now we're on this one right here, on this last point. It's going to be 1 and 1/10. 1 and 1/10 for x. This is x. Going to jump to see what y is, and y is 9/10. 9/10. Okay, so that's our second to the last point is this one. Is going to be 1 and 2/10. We're going to jump to y, and y is 1 and 1/10. And our last point is going to be 1 and 3/10 on the x-axis, and y is going to be 9/10. Okay, so that's how you plot those, and this is how these two images are symmetrical to each other. Okay, now let's answer questions, because that's going to be related to the symmetrical shapes. Let's see what this say. Complete the drawing to create a figure that is symmetric about line T. So we did that already. We completed the figure, check. For each point in table A, record the corresponding point on the other side of the lines of symmetry in table B. So we did that one already. We completed every point that corresponds to A. Every coordinate right here has a correspondent, which will be this one right here, because they're symmetrical. That's why they correspond to each other. Okay, so we did that one. That was easy. Compare the y coordinates on table A with those in table B. So y coordinates. So let's look at the y coordinates. Y coordinates is 0 0.3, 0 0.3. So from here to here is 2. From here to here, 0.3 to 0.5 is 2. How about this one? So this one from 0.9 to 1.1 is 2. From 1.1 to 9 is 2. So the conclusion is the difference between 2 points, as we just showed you, between 2 points in table A are the same as the difference in table B. Okay, so always said that the difference, if you subtract 0.3 from 0.5, the difference is 2. If you subtract 0.9 from 1.1, the difference is 2. That's what we just wrote. Okay, let's go to the next one. Compare the x coordinates in table A with those in table B. What do you notice? Okay, so let's look at the x now. The x is, the first one is 0.1, then 0.2. So the difference is 1. 0.2, 0.3, the difference is 1. Okay, let's look at this one. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Okay, on this one, they're increasing by 1. Yeah. Okay, so compare the x coordinates. So we can say that the x coordinates in both tables are the same, right? Oops, sorry, I didn't show you that. Look, the x coordinates in both tables are the same. So let's check again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So it is the same number. Okay, last question. The figure has a second line of symmetry. Draw the line on the plane and write the rule for this line. Okay, so there is another line of symmetry there. And let me use a different color so you can see it clearly. If you can see, these are symmetrical. So where you can divide them to be the same on both sides will be exactly here. Okay, that's where exactly they will be. Okay, again, let me show you. So that's where, so because this line is exactly like this one, and this part is exactly like, so these can be cut in half and then folded together, and they will be symmetrical as well. And that, what will be the rule for that one? Well, on that one, x, because we need to know this is x, remember that. So we already have y is always 7 for this line. So x for this line is always 7/10 as well, because 7/10 is right where the line is. So the rule is, for that particular line, is x is always 7/10. Okay, my friends, watch the video. This is a fun lesson. This just takes a little longer. Pay attention, do your work, have fun with this. This is going to be twisting your brain a little bit, but enjoy it. Your coach advises you to do that. Signing out. It's me.